Everybody, we're going to take you straight out to the Etihad where Peter Schmeichel has been speaking to Pep Guardiola.
So Pep, first game in the new Champions League season, a 0-0 draw, it's a point. Are you happy, disappointed?
No, I'm so happy.
You're so happy?
I love the team. I like the way they played, and we cannot expect defend him so well, the Italian team, for so deep. I create 20 chances, but we create enough chances. It was so clear. We concede few, of course. They are so good in the transition, especially in the first half. Like where you are alone and you lose the ball, you are alone, you lose the ball. It happened a few times with Kevin. It's impossible to control the transition. But in general, I like it.
And you got Rodri back today.
Yeah.
We've been talking so much about Rodri in our pre-game today. Just put some words on the importance of having him in the team.
I don't have to tell he's an important player, yes, but I have to say Rodri have been out and Kovacic have been unbelievable. I have doubts today. But of course Rodri is a player in that position, know the role and everything, so yeah, it was really good.
So games are coming thick and fast now. You've got Arsenal on Sunday, you've got a cup game on Tuesday. You took Kevin off at half-time. Is that a worry for you, or
well, I don't know. I didn't speak with the doctors. But apparently he didn't feel good. So we'll see. I will assess that tonight or tomorrow. How does he feel?
Yeah, because how important is he to your team?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. But he's not there. Another one he was coming.
Yeah, but 0-0. It's a good start. How do you in this new format? How do you look at it from a coach's perspective? How do you?
No, it's winning games. We play for win. I try to judge my team for the performance and not just but 7 games, and we see it's a new format. They have to win games here, and at the end we will see what happens.
You like the idea about the new format?
I would say it's what it is. So.
Yeah. We all like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
You like it?
Well, I like it because obviously I'm from a smaller country. When we get a team in there, maybe just we have a chance. But I know.
So if you like it, it's fine.
Club like Celtic, where my son is,
yeah, okay.
They love it because it
right.
gives them a chance.
You're right. You're right.
But anyway, big game on Sunday. Good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, guys.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to our Champions League post-match show. It is so good to have you with us tonight, K-Dab. Okay. Sorry.
Oh my God!
Sorry, Malik.
You've been really good tonight as well. What happened there? That's really felt.
That was worse than your Fox one.
Kate Scott, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, Micah Richards. Good to see you, everybody. It's still new. Let's talk about this Manchester City Inter game. What's up, Mike? Are you ready to move on? Let's all move on.
Titi! Oh, wow.
Leave me alone. I escaped death today. Leave me alone.
What did you escape?
No!
Sorry, guys.
Let's start
Sorry.
Private joke, sorry.
Let's start with Erling Haaland, shall we? Opportunity for Erling Haaland. The big man didn't put it away, Mike.
Yeah, he's been in great form at the start of the season. I mean, we know what Haaland can do. As a ball ping-pongs around to him, you just think he doesn't get the right connection. I mean, he just... Would you call it a scuff, Thierry? He doesn't get the right connection he needs. And
but to be fair, if he does get the connection, I think Bisek would have got it.
Got it as well,
you know what I mean? So I think it was... I know what he wanted to do, but it just went wide.
I think it's interesting watching Haaland. He's probably been the best player in the Premier League by a long way this season. But that's the first game where we haven't really seen him that involved in the game. That's probably the only thing we can remember him doing. And that goes back to what we've said in the last couple of years, Internationale, a couple of years ago. And, he was a little bit quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Is that an area of his game where we need to see him step up to really be considered?
No, I would say when we was talking about Haaland last season, we was talking about his hold-up play in terms of bringing people into the play and all that sort of thing. But I think this season he's not needed to be involved. Today, he was just up against a really good, organised, well-drilled back three, so it was difficult for him. But he can't start going into midfield and trying to link up because he said, I interviewed him for another broadcaster.
You're not exclusive?
Well, for the Champions League, for another broadcaster. And he said, at times he does feel a little bit frustrated, but he knows, like, that's his job. or his role within this team. So he's going to carry on.
Can he drop though and get the ball?
It's not his
I know
game.
his job. Do you think he can drop and get the ball and make things happen? Do you?
Not as well as we would like to see him, no, but I do believe his all-round game this season has improved from last season.
Why do you think he can?
I don't think he can, no. Go in the middle and play like Ken can do. Right now, no. I think he can improve. Right now, he can't do that.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to do that.
No, that's not.
Yeah, no.
He will. He doesn't need. City are always on the ball with wingers.
Always on the ball.
You don't often need to do that. I was just making a point that right now, I don't think he can do that.
Yeah.
He will eventually one day do that, but right now he cannot.
Yeah, and he's not needed to. So you only see it against like top quality, sides like Inter.
Bastoni for me today was. Don't get me wrong, they put height, and that's why Inzaghi is very clever, because he put Bisek today on purpose, height, second post. Other side was Bastoni, height, second post. They double up every time on the second post with Acerbi, every time there was a cross. And Bastoni twice was very alert, as you would have been, thinking, maybe a defender would have put, not on this one particularly, you will see this one that he will stay, he looks at where he is, he's moving with him back and forth, boom, easy. This one is clearer because you might think that Bernardo Silva will score. He doesn't think that. He's thinking Bernardo Silva will miss. And then I will put my body on the line to make sure that Haaland won't score. So I think that's my man of the match.
Yeah, but we talk about, I don't know if we can roll that clip again. We talk about Haaland's movement in his box. See, he went back to front. And normally in the Premier League, he loses his marker. So if you just watch Haaland there, lovely move, back to front. A better ball, maybe he gets, a shot on target. And this is what we talk about. Haaland, yes, for all that he doesn't do, dropping in a number 10, he's always moving within the box. But on this occasion, Bastoni gets the better of him. I agree with you. But yeah, I can't fault Haaland this season.
I think it was a toss-up between Bastoni and Barella. I thought Barella was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Well.
It was.
And I think Clive mentioned and got it spot on in commentary. He kept saying the game's not exciting, but it's intriguing. Yeah. And it is. You want goals. Of course, we want goals. There's something to speak about. But in terms of watching that game, it felt like you were watching like a semi-final of the Champions League on the first game. And hence, that's why we've got the new format.
Hence.
Using big words.
Intriguing, hence.
Who knew Jamie Carragher had that in his locker? Hence. Carlos Augusto with an opportunity for Inter Milan. Let's take a look at this chance as well.
Just on the counter-attack, what is it, Jamie? I mean, this is what we expect from Inter Milan, as we spoke about.
Yeah, they were really good. I think it's Barella who plays that left-footed pass outside, and you see it's the left wing-back, but you got the two strikers almost splitting wide. That's the problem they can give you. That's how they set up and play. It's a decent save, that. I mean, the reaction from the manager was fantastic. He was at it all night. He was so energetic, and he's one of those coaches that, I mean, maybe I'm being selfish, but we watch the Premier League a lot. It'd be great to see him. Obviously he's done a brilliant job there at Inter Milan, but it would be good to see him in the Premier League.
I want to move into the second half of this game now and look at Darmian for a second.
Yes.
Kind of an odd decision on his behalf.
I'm still trying to know what he wanted to do again, to Ram. Ball will come back here from Taremi. And then there, have a goal?
What? Thierry,
I know. On his second touch, it doesn't matter. On his second touch, I know
his first touch
is good. The second one, the ball stays in his feet now.
Yes,
I know. But man, just fall, do something, but have a go. Now, have a go. You're there. Have a go. I know what he tried to do, but that's the best reaction now. we won't.
He's like Basil Fawlty.
Don't go further.
Yeah.
Then maybe the best chance of the game here for Phil Foden.
Yeah, Phil Foden. I mean, it's good to see him back. He's been out injured. I mean, when he's in this number 10 role, he's just outstanding. When we talk about people getting in the half turn, making movements, look at him. He's always looking, always ready, always alive in case the ball comes in the box. And then, really, he should be doing better than him. I back him. I know he's on his weaker foot, on his right foot, but I back him to be scoring there, especially in the form he was in last season. But yeah. Wasn't meant to be tonight.
If it's on the other side.
It's a goal. Of course, it's a goal.
But then Mkhitaryan, he came off the bench. This was a chance for him. And again, just look at the football. It's not just long ball, it's a long pass into the front players. Thierry loves the fact they have a front two, and that gives them the opportunity to get it into the front players. Dumfries has come on as well. just a little bit behind him, and again, probably similar to Foden's chance, more than a half chance. Well, you see them using the wing backs well there with Dumfries coming off the bench. He's just a little bit flat-footed initially. He just can't wrap his foot right around it, and maybe the presence of Lewis there just puts him off a little bit. But it was a brilliant game. I love watching it. It was a very good 0-0. That's the best way to describe it. And then Gundogan.
Yes, sorry, it's my turn. The ball's going to come obviously from Guardiola, but I think on this one, I think he would have been maybe offside with his heel. Maybe not, but he didn't know that. Nevertheless, he didn't put it in. He had one at the end which was a bit more difficult to keep on target, but it wasn't enough. But tactically, this game was sublime.
Yes. Sure was.
Sublime.
Sublime.
Stupendous.
What have you got, Kate?
Good news, everybody. We've got the cameras fixed over in Manchester. We're going to take you out to the Etihad, where Peter Schmeichel and Anita Jones are standing by for us. Good to see you both. So, Manchester City, Inter Milan, the game that you two were at tonight, 0-0, the final score in that one. Jamie called it a good draw. What were your thoughts on what we saw tonight?
A good draw?
I think it was definitely a good draw for Inter.
For Inter, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And they're the first team to essentially have stopped Haaland since the start of the season.
Now, that's impressive. I don't think it was a good draw. I thought it was a really, really boring game. and I'm sorry to say that. I thought Inter did really well in stopping Man City playing. Because I love good football and I like excitement from the crowd. It was dead. I mean, the Etihad today was absolutely dead. The only people we could hear was the Inter supporters. They were quite good, but there's no atmosphere in the Etihad today. And normally you think, well, big European nights, but it didn't happen for him.
No.
And I think...
Peter, are you disrespecting my club like this? What's happening?
It's his club as well.
Micah, once in a while, leave the studio, come out and experience it. Just sit there and judge us for what we're saying. It wasn't, honestly.
I was
today,
there on
Micah,
Saturday, Pete.
Yeah, but they might have left all the atmosphere there on Saturday. It was honestly, it was so flat. And I think that kind of, the way the game panned out, Man City was huffing and puffing and trying, and it wasn't happening. And we felt that as well. It wasn't going to happen for them. There wasn't a goal in this game. And actually, if there was a goal, it would have been on one of the counter-attacks from Inter. But it wasn't their day. And I think at the end of the day, they should be happy, both of them, with a point. But it wasn't a great watch.
And you were very complimentary of Jan Sommer, who we were surprised didn't get man of the match, made some incredible saves, in particular in those dying moments of the game.
Yeah, Jamie, because I'm a keeper, I thought Jan Sommer played really, really well today. He had some really good saves. I mean, the chances were there for Man City. Gundogan's 2 headers, I mean, they were sitters. But it's one of those games. It's early on. It's the first game in the new Champions League. There are 7 more games to play. Nothing has been lost. Nothing's been won yet. So plenty of time for Man City to excel in this tournament.
Well, if that one was boring, Peter, let's talk about one that I'm sure you didn't find boring, which was Celtic against Slovan Bratislava, 5-1, the final score. You've seen some highlights over there, and I'm sure seen Kasper celebrating towards the end.
Mrs. Scott.
Yes.
I'm going to let you in on a secret now. Tying in what I just said about the game, I spent a lot of time during the first half trying to connect to something that would make me watch that game as well. The Wi-Fi isn't great here. I didn't see, so actually I was reading on live commentary all the way throughout that game. That sounded to it was
We'll
reading.
show you some highlights. You want to see some highlights, Peter?
Thank you very much.
There you
Absolutely,
go.
yes. I've been dying to see this. Oh, what a header that is! What a handsome fella he is. I've been watching every Celtic game apart from this one. They've got some really, really good players. They've got a lot of players up front. They've got 3 Japanese players, so fantastic. I mean, here all 3 of them are combining, and they've got Kuhn on the right-hand side, who, I mean, the pace they have is incredible. And the test is, of course, can they transfer the form they have in the Scottish League to the Champions League. Slovan Bratislava isn't a great team, so today was a really, really good test for them. Can they go up against a weaker team and produce the same kind of form? 5-1 is a great result. Next time, it's Dortmund. And Kate, I'm going to be there.
Oh, you
I have got permission,
Yes.
and thank you very much, Mr. Radovic, to be Not at the yellow wall. It's going to be in the green wall.
Wow.
And I can't wait. That is going to be some experience, that.
It is. I think you've probably got Jamie a bit jealous of you there.
Peter, can I come with you?
Honestly, Micah, I would love for you to be with me.
Oh, okay then.
But Peter, if you're going to be together, you need to know a little secret about what happened with Micah and your son. And the youth team at Manchester City. Do you want to fill us in, Micah?
What happened?
Well, you want to tell a story, Jamie. Go on.
Well, this is really interesting. He told us they were... This was only revealed tonight. First I've heard that Casper was a year above him in the youth team.
Correct.
And there was a little bit of, you know what it's like, young, you know, who's the top dog of the youth team and who's like the main man. So there was a little bit of friction there. And Micah actually kept it with him when he actually went to the first team. And God rest his soul, Sven-Göran Eriksson sadly obviously passed away a couple of weeks ago. He was the Manchester City manager, and he asked Micah's opinion of who he should choose as the goalkeeper because he was unsure whether it should be Joe Hart or Casper. And he plumped for Joe Hart because of the friction he'd had years before.
I don't believe a word of that. I can't believe that you got that much time to tell that story. And it's here we are being rushed for some really, really good content, and then Jamie. Well, good try. Very good try, Jamie. Now, I'm going to insist on Micah coming with me to this game. And then, Micah, the two of us, we're going to interview Casper, and then we'll see how much friction there is.
Not like this.
That won't be spicy. Micah, I know you're good friends.
We're
You've always
really
been
good friends. It'll be great.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
does Casper know the story?
There's no
Does
story to
Casper
tell.
know they're good friends? Well, he knows now because this is going to go out on socials and obviously on the team bus back there, they're all watching it. So yeah, of course he will know. I don't believe that story for 1 second. I remember, Mike. I remember going to the game and seeing this young lad, Micah Richards, this great talent. What a nice boy he was.
Yeah.
Well behaved, quick.
Wow.
A little bit skinnier than he is today, I would say. I don't think the youth academy at Man City had a weight room, but apparently you've got one now. I've only got good things to say about Micah.
Oh, Peter, what a guy! What a guy!
Peter, can you two stay there for us? We're gonna go through the highlights of the Borussia Dortmund game, then we'll come back to you after that because obviously you're going to be going to.
Is that a good point? Is that a good start to your Champions League campaign?
Yeah, I mean, we have to be happy with that point. I think we did a great job. 90 minutes, it wasn't easy. We know their qualities and we know that how strong they are actually. We could have scored at least one goal, but yeah, we didn't. Maybe it's just not our day. And yeah, it is what it is. Now we need to recover well to prepare because there is a big game on Sunday.
Of course. There's been a lot said about the new Champions League format. A lot of football for players this season. But does that mean you can afford to maybe drop a couple of points at home in a way that the previous format wouldn't have been so kind?
Yeah, I mean, the format is different, as you said. I can tell that me as a football player, I don't want to drop a point. But yeah, it's a bit different. 2 more games in let's say in the group stage, and yeah, I mean we still have 7 games to play, so we just need to go game by game, and I think everything is going to be all right.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it is a long competition this year, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be a long season. We all know that, but. Yeah, I'm still young. I'm 22, so yeah, I need to give my best this season.
You mentioned obviously big game on Sunday. Arsenal back in the Premier League, going into it as well. That's the first clean sheet at home this season, which is unusual for you. But does it give you confidence going into that game?
Yeah, I can tell that line of 4 we looked really good today, and yeah, I mean. That's the most important thing, that we work as one, together, and yeah, we need to just keep going that way, and I hope many more clean sheets to come.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gents.
Points in the end?
I think it's all right. Obviously, we wanted three points today. But I think in the end, how the game turned out, it's all right to take the point. Yeah.
You created a lot of chances tonight. Was it frustrating?
Yeah, kind of, especially towards the end. I think between 80 minutes and towards the end, we had 2-3 chances where we could have scored a goal or maybe should have scored the goal. But in the end, it happens sometimes that you can't create, and then it's especially important that we as a team defend really well and don't concede a goal, and then we take the point in the end. Because I think as well that Inter is one of the best teams we face in the group stage, so it's all right.
Yeah, that's been said about this extended version of the Champions League. I think you've played every minute of every game so far. How much of this campaign will be about managing your minutes and making sure you can see the longevity, you can stay fit all season?
That's always the goal, to stay fit, to be available for the team, to help them on the pitch. Yeah, but in the end, I mean, we got 8 group stage games, so we got 21 points to get. Hopefully we'll get them. But in the league as well, we got another game coming, important game coming up in the week. Then we got the cup, so we got a game every 3 or 4 days. So we got to really take care of our body and hope we stay healthy.
Was the one eye on Arsenal tonight? Were you aware that is obviously a huge game in the Premier League coming up on Sunday?
No, the focus is always on the game that we have next. I can't think today about Arsenal. If I do, then my performance won't be the same. I got to fully focus on the game, and then now it's time to recover, and then we focus on Arsenal.
Before I let you go, Mama, let me ask you, what did you make of the kit tonight? Are you a fan of Oasis, and were you aware of the history behind the kit and who designed it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I've seen it already before. I was at the shooting when we did it for Puma, but just in one action I got confused with the referee on the sideline. I thought it was Bernardo, so I passed the ball to him. But otherwise, I like the kit a lot, and I'm looking forward to play more in it.
Yeah, I'll tell Noel, maybe change the colours next time to make it easy.
Maybe, or the referee should wear another colour.
Thanks, man. All the best.
Cheers.
You know, it's one of the best squads in the world you play against at their stadium. You know that you have to sacrifice a lot. You will not have the ball more than them, probably. So you need to be ready for that. And you know they have players that can combine in tight spaces. So even as well as we defended, they still sometimes manage to get through. But that's football. We also had our opportunities, so I think it's a fair draw.
So do you think Inter deserve more than 1 point today?
Both teams had their opportunities in a game like this, whereas two squads who are equally strong. It's always tough to say. But of course, I think we had our opportunities, and we had good opportunities. And if we score, I think we can win this game. We came here to win. We didn't want to draw. But at the end, when you watch the whole 90 minutes, then I think the draw is fair.
Next match, AC Milan. It's more, headache, more work for you, What's the expectation for that?
It's the best game, I think, of the season. It's lovely. The derby in Italy, you have to experience it, really, the way the fans get fired up for that game. And as a player, San Siro is the best stadium I've ever played in. And this is the game. This is really the game. And we've been very successful against them the last 2 years. And we hope to build on that.
Final questions. If we talk about the new shape and the Champions League plan this season. So do you find that's difficult? So many games in the league, Champions League?
I think it's tough on the players, like on the bodies, because I mean we're professional athletes, but we're not superhuman. So it will be tough, and we know that. And also with the national team games, it's not easy. But we have the staff, we have the coaches. They know what they're doing, so you have to adapt. We have no choice, so we just do our best to compete.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they executed it quite well. Ultimately, though, there were some big chances for Manchester City. Gundogan came on at half-time. He was a change for Kevin De Bruyne, part of a double change. A couple of late chances for him, Rio, which could have changed the game.
Yeah, and he's a guy that you'd like these chances to fall to normally, because he's a guy who knows how to finish big moments as well. And he's accustomed to being in there, but he just wasn't to be today. Timing maybe, just a bit of luck maybe, I don't know, a bit rusty. But I think he'll be pleased that he's getting in there, and I think you're more disappointed when people aren't getting on the end of things. He's getting in there, it's just, again, it's down to that quality of finishing at the end of the day that I'm sure on another day he dispatches one of them, if not both.
I think you're right. Maybe a little bit of rust. Maybe it is that first game, both of them feeling their way into the competition and peaking at the right time, but both tactically excellent tonight, and they cancelled each other out. Maybe they've played each other later on. That quality might have been there tonight.
It's great to see him back, Julian, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think he was a great acquisition. Obviously, the circumstances that he left weren't great, and obviously to come back, especially with the Rodri not being available so early on in the season. So, yeah, he knows the system, he knows the players, and he knows the club.
Karen, could Man City have done a little bit more? They're a little bit slack.
I think you have to give credit to Inter and how they defended, but I think the sharpness, like I just mentioned, maybe wasn't quite there. I maybe would have thought some wide players like Doku could have come on a bit earlier because you need 1v1 jinxers. But look, Bastoni's a good centre-half. We talk about him on the ball, but he's really muscled Haaland out of there. This is the slick movement. It have to be so precise when you're playing against a back five and there's so many people around there. When you have to be it has to be on the money. And this one there, you'd be disappointed, the execution, not hitting the target, but it was like that most of the night.
I think the guys said it in commentary that one of the defenders, one of the back five was getting to people. Every single opportunity they had or half chance City had, there'd be a blue and black shirt straight up in their faces and not giving them that time. And that comes down to structure of the team as well. The way they're structured, they all know their roles and responsibilities, and they're a very, very, very well-drilled team.
Inter were well drilled tonight as well, weren't they? But could they have done more with huh?
I meant Inter.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I wasn't actually listening. No, I was really sorry about that. But Inter were well drilled. On the counter-attack, when they had those chances, could they have done more, or were they not really enough?
Yeah, they would have felt they could have done more, but again, they came in with a clear game plan, not to be played through, to put out wide, and they did that, and they understood the assignment in regards to they wasn't going to get a lot of time to attack. It was going to have to be 2 or 3 passes, get up the pitch, and they do that. But again, it just wasn't clean. And what City do, as good as they are in possession, when you do win the ball back, they make you have to be super efficient, and you're only going to get 3 or 4 passes. And by that end of that opportunity, we're going to have 6 or 7 players back, and you have to get a shot.
This guy there, Borelli, was absolutely different gravy tonight, you know. I think it's just confidence as well for them in the final third. When you have to be so switched on defensively, when you have to flip it and go and attack, it's a different mindset. Make sure you don't concede. I mean, this was top quality football as well, but they did play when they had the chances, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought at times they were a bit surprised to get in as much as they did, it seemed, when they got into these areas. It felt like, and this is a great chance here.
Yeah.
He's just got to hit this into the ground. Yeah, so
this surprised me because he's a technician.
Yeah.
So that surprised me they didn't hit the target, and I think if he does, he probably scores.
Give credit for City's defending as well in this game.
Yeah, I thought both teams, they put pressure on the opposition when they get into decent areas, and I think they made chances like that not as clear-cut because the people are getting to the ball and putting their bodies on the line. And I think you have to do that. Defenders at this level know how to get in good positions to make it difficult for strikers.
There was another moment as well, and this is Darmian Backheel that had our commentary team, and you guys as well, rather animated. Talk us through this one, Jolyon.
Yeah, it's a strange decision. Even if the backheel is a successful one and it goes to a teammate, I'd still be questioning why would you not take the shot on. And I think that's the frustration from the manager and the commentary. Yeah, I think shoot. You've got a clear opportunity on goal. You haven't had many clear opportunities throughout the night.
Shoot, man.
His first touch, though, Rio.
Goes
this
wide.
one here, no, it's too tight to him there. Then he takes another one, then he's thinking, oh, don't fancy it.
That was a right back in an attacking position when if ever you saw one. He had no understanding of where his touch should go. The quality there, running at that speed, he just didn't. It all was HD at one moment and went blurry. Do you know what I mean?
You can see there what Inzaghi thought about that, and you can imagine what he might be saying to him. What are you saying to him as a teammate after that when you're going back inside?
The manager?
No. What are you saying to if you're his teammate?
Oh.
Yeah, we kind of know what the manager's going to say because we can sort of read his body language.
His temper looked like mine when I've been fed. No, you're just fuming with him because you work so hard to get in those opportunities, that confidence. But I do think his first touch let him down. But I think just say, mate, watch the clips.
I think I walked straight in and I'm searching him out. Where is he? What was you doing?
But I think that's why they brought on Dumfries, because if they're going to get them opportunities, he's more comfortable in them environments and them scenarios. So
look at that.
You'd avoid him, wouldn't you? Head down in the corridor.
Yeah. Mate, that's funny.
Well, look, City might not have scored a goal today, but they also didn't concede a goal. Clean sheet for Manchester City in their first Champions League game of the season. And Ruben Diaz was part of that. He's been speaking to Jules Breach.
Ruben, a draw to start the Champions League phase. How did you find it out there?
Very intense game against a very strong opponent. We knew what was coming. They're a top team as well. They used to win. And obviously, we knew we were not going to have an easy job. In the end, I think the team had a great performance. We were very close to score. We take it, and obviously we move forward. But it was a very good test as well for us to play against such a strong side.
Yeah, Gundogan with 2 chances right towards the end, so close to finding a winner.
Gundo had 2, just the one with Phil as well. and well, some others that came up, but especially these three definitely were clear ones. But it happens, it's football, and we're here for what's next.
Inter looked particularly dangerous on the counter-attack. As a team, what did you try to do to prevent that?
Well, we know they can be dangerous in many different scenarios. They have people that know very well how to keep the ball, and also in transitions they can be very dangerous. We know them very well, especially since the final we played against them. So we knew the different ways in which they can hurt us. But in the end, we are who we are. We play the game that we play, and we deal with it.
A tough game, a tough one for you guys to defend against, though, as well. But you managed to keep a clean sheet out there.
Yeah, well, these are the ones we love. These ones make it mean more about in terms of keeping a clean sheet. So obviously we're happy with the work we did in the back.
It was the first start tonight for Rodri, and obviously Foden coming back in and getting some minutes as well. There's obviously a long way to go, but how far off are you as a team to just getting back to your peak this season?
The season just started. Like the manager said, I think when we came back from international, the pre-season just finished. So it's very early ages. Obviously, we know what we are as a team, and obviously today we were I think on a very good level. We ended up not scoring. We could have. We had the chances, but that's football, and obviously there's a lot of margin to progress from our side.
And it's another big game next at the weekend up against Arsenal. What will you do as a team to work on just putting those chances away in the week and going into that big game at the weekend?
Well, take the rest we need. We know Arsenal very well. They know us very well. And obviously it's going to be also a very intense game. It's still early stages, but it's never too early to play a clash like this. So we'll be there. We'll be ready.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And Arsenal, of course, are going to go to Atalanta tomorrow, a game that we'll be showing you live on TNT Sports. They'll get one less day of rest, a little bit more travel as well. A lot has been made of that. Stay with us.
Sounds like you're making excuses there, Laura.
I was thinking that, you know.
Sound like Mikel.
Really? We're actually going to be discussing that after the break, so make sure you come back. I imagine it'll be a good deep discussion, actually, around here. Listen, Ruben Diaz talking quite frankly there about how intense that game was. When you look at the options they have in defence, they kind of just replace, like a little bit of rotation at the back today. They just replace with one giant after another, don't they? They've got so much depth in defence.
Yeah, we've often said this, and I'm not saying that because he's here. Rio was probably part of one of the best partnerships in the history of the Premier League. But what I think Man City have collected is the greatest combination of defenders. I think whoever cuts in, he's a stellar job. The quality's replaced time and time again, like you said, and as I said, they're never at a weakened side, whoever they play at the back.
You look today, they've got John Stones and Kyle Walker on the bench, Nathan Ake as well to come in. It's just players that come in, the standard doesn't drop. That's the difference. I think that any other team over any other era, you can have one or two players that come out of that and the standard does drop quite considerably, and that's just very different to this club.
Yeah, definitely. We're just being interrupted a little bit with our presentation. They don't care. They're just going to go straight through the back of our shot. We don't mind either.
He's seething, by the way, with that chance, Damian. He still can still feel it.
Yeah, did you feel the heat?
It was a little bit awkward as he walked past, wasn't it? Let's get some Inter reaction. Obviously, their manager's just gone right behind us, but one of their players, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, is speaking to Jules now.
Hakan, how pleased are you to come here and pick up a point at Man City?
I think we played a good game against a strong team. I have nothing to say because we tried everything. We had the chances to score. We created a lot of chances. I think both teams today showed all the people around good football. Everybody saw it, and with the draw we are happy.
Particularly in midfield, did it feel like you had quite a lot of joy out there?
Yeah, we try to enjoy. You know, these games are. We have to have fun because in our life will be every time staying. You know, to play here in that stadium against a very good team is every time good.
And up against the side, as you say, as strong as Man City, was it difficult to remain brave in your passing and stick to your game plan?
No, in that games you have to be full concentrated, 19 minutes, because every details are important in that game. So as I said before, we created chances, and we could score, but we didn't. But in the other side, they too. So both team created the chances. But I think for both team, 1 point is good.
The fact that you came here and created as many chances as you did, not many teams come to the Etihad and do that. Is there an element of regret that you didn't put at least one of them away?
Yeah, our plan was to show that we are not scared to play here, that we play football as they do, and I think with a big courage, with a big sacrification, we showed them that we can also play football without scaring, and we know that Man City never lose here at home, and so we didn't lose, and we take the 1 point with us.
Does it give you belief that you can go far in this competition?
We try. We're looking forward step by step, and it was the first step against the best team in the world, so we are happy.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The Champions League campaign, walk us through how you saw that game through your eyes.
We played so good. I love my team. We are a fantastic team. So against that team, they defend really, really well. So they are masters of defending, and the transition are really, really strong as well. We concede, 1.5 chances, and we create. So you cannot expect create 20 chances when the team defend 11 players so deep and making so help between each other. So I'm really, really pleased for the performance we have done.
What did you like the most about it?
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Inter seemed to cause a few problems, particularly in the first half on the counter-attack. What did you try and do to prevent that happening more in the second half?
When you lose easy balls, you are alone and you lose easy balls, it's a counter-attack. So it's impossible to stop it. So you have to be more precise, because sometimes there are balls that are so difficult. But we are alone and lose the balls that happen, especially in the left side with Kevin. You cannot control it.
And in terms of the chances you created, as you say, you had the opportunities in the game. Gundogan came so close on a couple of occasions right towards the end.
Some are make it to save, especially with Josko, and after Phil have one, and normally they miss, and Gundo two, and we have, maybe not first time one of the Bernardo that was, pass back and could score, and we had not a lot, but so clear, and the level at the end. It's in the beginning of the season, so these players will be better. So Phil is the first game for 2 months, and Gundo arrives, so the players that are still have to, a little bit more time will be better.
And it was the first start for Rodri tonight as well, and he played a full 90 minutes. How did he do out there?
I played really good. Played really good. Always Rodri played good.
And you brought Phil Foden on at half-time for Savinho. What was the thinking there at that point in the game? Tactically, were you trying to change something?
Players in smaller spaces had the ability to control, turn, and attack the back five. So that was the target. So Phil and Gundo, Enrico, they moved really, really well in smaller spaces, really, really well. And when the team defends so deep, or you punish us in the transitions, but we don't have legs to compete against them. Mm-hmm. And these three players have really, really good moving in smaller spaces and try to, to your ball, turn, attack, shoot, assist. That's the reason why.
And De Bruyne came off at half-time as well. Do you know how he is? How's he doing?
I didn't speak with the doctors yet. I will speak maybe later.
And up next, Arsenal. Big game, another big one to come this weekend. Was it helpful to at least get some minutes into Phil Foden tonight as well as Rodri ahead of that big match?
Yeah, but they have more players there, so we'll see. But in general, the game, of course it's important to have minutes, but they will get minutes anyway. For this amount of games, they will get it.
Thanks, Pep.
You're very welcome. Ciao.
There we go. Pep Guardiola saying he loves his team. I love my team. He loves everything about that performance. I imagine specifically defensively, he'll be really chuffed with that.
Yeah, definitely. You can always take positives from every performance, even when even in a defeat. But that wasn't the case tonight. They've started slow recently. That wasn't the case again tonight. So they'll look at the positives. But again, he'll be frustrated that they didn't create more opportunities and take the ones that they created tonight.
They'll go and have a nice sleep now and a nice rest. And Arsenal will go to Atalanta, their Champions League game.
The excuses
on
are there
a
again.
Thursday. And they'll prepare themselves for this game at the weekend on Sunday. It's going to be massive, isn't it? Like Kevin De Bruyne, we don't know how he is. We have to wait to see on his fitness. But seeing how well he started so far this season, City fans are going to want to see him playing against Arsenal at the weekend. We also know there's no Odegaard. The latest that we've heard about him for Arsenal is a significant injury Arteta was saying we're going to lose him for a while, hopefully not months though. How do you think these two teams, as they are at the moment, line up, Rio?
But they're the two best teams in the league, definitely outstanding the last couple of years. Gone at it together head to head. But I think City have got to be favourites because of what they've done, what they achieved. What is it? 4 in a row. They're going for 5 in a row now. So they're a team that just know this course. They know how to get things done. But Arsenal are a dangerous opponent. I think if Odegaard isn't playing, he's the conductor. He's the guy where the rhythm comes through, where the top of the pitch, where creative energy comes through him most of the time. That'll be a loss. But Arsenal